What I'd like you to do with this word problem is read through it on your own, pressing pause, and press play when you're ready to see me work through the problem. You might have a completely different way of approaching and thinking about the problem, and I want to let you know with word problems that's totally okay. There are oftentimes multiple ways to think about the problem to arrive at the correct answer. So again, go ahead and pause it to work it on your own if you haven't done so already, and press play, and I'll go ahead and work through the problem. So for this particular problem, it says a sports magazine prints 12 issues per year and a technology magazine prints 10 issues per year. So we've got a couple magazines and 12 for sports, 10 for technology. Total number of pages in all the issues of the sports magazine for 1 year is 32 more than the total number of pages in all the issues of technology magazine for 1 year. So I'm just getting a feel for what's going on as I'm reading through this, digesting the information. So it looks like the sports magazine has more pages than the technology magazines. Each issue of the sports magazine has 18 fewer pages than each issue of the technology. So that kind of repeats that information a little bit, but a little bit different. 18 fewer pages in the sports than the technology. Which system of equations can be used to find S, the number of pages in each issue of the sports magazine, and T, the number of pages in each issue of the technology magazine? Anytime I run into a problem like this where you're given a word problem and then have to write the equations for it, what I like to do is I like to start off by highlighting or underlining what the letters mean inside of the problem. And in this particular problem, the last sentence tells us what the letters mean. So to find S, they usually give you the letter, and either before or after the letter, they'll let you know what the letter means. So S is the number of pages in the sports magazine. So that's going to be important. Two pieces of information, the number of pages, and it's the number of pages in the sports. Alright, and T is going to be the number of pages in the technology. So number of pages in the technology magazine. So let's go and write out that out real quick. S equals number of pages sports, and T is the number of pages in the tech. If you have a couple different colors or a couple different highlighters, it's a good idea with these type of problems because if you're visual, it's going to help you keep track of what's what inside of the problem and help you avoid the mistake of the fact that these answer choices are going to try to throw you off, and you'll see that here in a second. Okay, so let's go and read through the problem, and I'm going to highlight in green everything to deal with the sports magazine, and in red everything to deal with the technology. So sports magazine, that's important, prints 12 issues per year. So 12 issues for sports. And it tells us that a tech magazine prints 10 issues per year for the tech. The total number of pages in all the issues of the sports magazine for 1 year is 32 more than the total number of pages in all the issues of the technology magazine for 1 year. Well, that's not really anything I can highlight too well, but it is going to be something I'm going to try to write an equation for. I'm going to go ahead and pause and see if I can write an equation for that. The total number of pages in all the issues of the sports magazine for 1 year. So let me write that out. Total pages sports that is usually a keyword. In math, if you're writing an equation from a word problem, it usually means equal to. So they're going to tell us the total pages of the sports that means is equal to 32 more than the total number of pages in all the tech magazines. So 32 more than total pages tech magazine. Alright, T stands for the number of pages in technology magazine, and S stands for the number of pages in the sports. So I got to figure out, do I use S for this part? And I'm not exactly sure because there's more than one magazine going on here, and I don't know if this equation, by the time I read it, if it meant each individual magazine or the total number of pages in all the magazines for the entire year because I didn't really read the problem very carefully. So I'm going to go back up to it. The total number of pages in all the issues, okay, that's important, of the sports magazine for 1 year. Oh, okay, so that means I need the total number of pages of sports magazine for all of the magazines for 1 year. Now, if I go back up here, I know that there are 12 issues of sports for the year. So I'm going to take 12 issues times the number of pages in each issue. So times S. Because S stood for the number of issues, is equal to 32 more than the total pages of tech. Well, let's see if we can figure out what that is. So 32 more than usually means we're going to add 32 to the total pages of tech. So we're going to add 32 to the tech. So let's start off with the tech. And their total tech, there were 10 issues per year of technology. So I'm going to take 10 issues times the number of pages in each issue. And the number of pages in each issue is T, so times T. I can clean this up a little bit. I know I'm doing 12 issues times the number of pages in each issue, so I can just go 12S equals 10T, and then we're adding 32 to the total, so plus 32. Now that I've written my first equation, I could start eliminating some answer choices, but I'm going to hold off for just 1 second. That's an S, by the way. Oh, I just made it worse. I'm going to go ahead and write my other equation. Each issue, oh, this is important. It's not a total number of pages for all the issues. It says each issue of the sports has 18 fewer than each issue of the technology. Sports is 18 fewer than technology. Okay, sometimes I have to make a table and say, oh, you know, which ones really is less? So sports and tech. Sports is 18 fewer than tech. Okay, so if I had 20 tech, I would have 2 sports. So to get the sports, I need to take the technology and subtract 18. That's the way my brain works about it. You might think about that a little bit differently, but I like to just pick a number and check it inside the problem to figure out how I'm going to write my equation. So again, I know that the sports is going to be equal to the tech minus 18. Let's see if that makes sense in the problem again. Each issue of the sports, so each of these sports, has 18 fewer pages than each issue of the tech. The tech and then 18 fewer. That should work. Let's see if this matches any of the answer choices. S equals T minus 18, that works. 12S equals 10T plus 32, that works too, great. The answer choice is A. T equals S minus 18, they're just flipping around the letters for you, so that's not going to work. S equals T minus 18, that works. 10S equals 12T plus 32, they're just flipping around the letters again, S and T, so that doesn't work. T equals S minus 18, nope, flipping around the letters again, so that one doesn't work either. And there's our answer choice.